Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another show. Because you're doing well, because they're having a wonderful day on this fourth day of Project Vendetta. It is extremely late. It is 1:30 p.m. We are at 9 hours and 30 minutes of our work day, which means that we still have to do 2 hours and a half. This is for Vendetta Gaming. This is a Project Vendetta gaming video, and this is the introduction to Borderland. Now, give me a sec. I have a better ID, much better ID. Um. Again, overwhelmed. There you go. Why take a picture of one game, and you can take a picture of a dozen? There you go. And of course, we forgot to do the thumbnail, so this is a thumbnail. There you go. So, as you might have guessed, we are playing Borderland. Now, I know a lot of you people are going to be disappointed, and trust me, it is harder than you think. It is more complex than you think. So we're doing a marathon for Resident Evil, which is still gonna happen. I'm still gonna do it. Don't worry. But at the same time, with Project Vendetta, I wanted to do something new. Now, 2 weeks ago, my computer broke, and my computer didn't break. It's the wire to charge it that broke, and because that wire to charge it broke, it's sometime I guess we use the old one. The old one sometime overeats, and I literally have to kill the battery by using it. So when I kill the batteries, I can recharge it and do it. But for 2 or 3 hours, we're not using it. And with Project Vendetta, for 2 or 3 hours, I have to use the computer. Now, I got some great news. I have been think about it, right? So a game like Resident Evil, although it's super good, well, the computer and me watching the show is kind of, I wouldn't say, like, at the same time, it's not ideal. It's not ideal. So yeah, so I know it's a mess in the apartment. Don't give me shit. We cleaned it today. There's a video that cleaned it today. We clean a little bit every single day. So also a month ago, the game Borderland 4 came out, and I gotta say, I don't often see Borderland, right? So it's gonna be we're gonna have two videos, and it's gonna be quite nice, right? Again, this is day 4 of Project Vendetta, so early on, this is a very cool video to do. Since that time, we've been craving Borderland. It's kind of special because when I started streaming, one of the games that was presented to me a lot was Borderland 2, because because one of the first games that I streamed was Borderland 3. So people were like, okay, well, this guy liked Borderland, the algorithm, we're gonna promote some Borderland content to him. Now, the 2 was being played a lot, so I was like, okay, well, fuck that, I'm not gonna play the 2. Right? So play the 3. Now, really fun fact, this is we're going to talk about the gaming career, and then we're going to be talking about the real life struggles, right? And it's kind of cool. So a year after I start making content, I really enjoy myself. We have a it's a broken it's a fractured ankle, and because we have a fractured ankle, the game that came out very quickly after is Tiny Tina of Wonderland. So basically this game right here, right? And we finished it while we were recovering for our broken ankle. So this was kind of super nice because we had a game to play, and again, I was streaming it, right? One of the first games I streamed was Borderland 3 because Borderland is such an important game for me. Better than that, even better than that, 2023, 2 years after making content, I told you guys that I had a bully at work. That bully does a death threat. That death threat sent me into depression, and I'm streaming. I don't feel like streaming a complex game, so I stream Borderland 1. Now, the reason why I stream Borderland is very important. This is why we started with the streaming. The reason why we stream Borderland 1 is because Borderland has always been there for me when I was depressed. has always been there for me when I was depressed. So how did I discover Borderland? It's gonna be very complex. I was in grade 5. I had a friend who was a bit richer than I was, with very generous parents, and we were playing games at his place because my place had nothing. So we go to his place and we play this game, right? And at the time, I'm like, fuck, I'm okay. At that time, I discover emulator, and all I'm playing is some GBA RPG. So we're playing RPG. Now, ultimately speaking, I do love RPG. The real reason we played RPG so much was because it was a Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. Sorry. So the limitation weren't that good. The limitation were a lot more than, for example, a PS3 or PS4, right? And lo and behold, we played Borderland pre-sequel. Now, I don't know the game. I don't know what it is. I don't know how it is. I asked him a year later because I really enjoyed that game. What was that game? Because it's an FPS and it blew my mind. It was an FPS with some RPG element. I was like, oh my god, this is life changing, right? And he doesn't remember what game we played. So I'm like, okay, fuck. Now, fast forward, me in the apartment. So me in the apartment is actually a very good story. We I didn't have the most cash, right? So I had this whole year, and this is kind of crazy because I had this whole year where I worked 2 jobs, like I mentioned. We work at Dollarama warehouse, and we work in a company called Quebec, which is in Lachine. And I have a bunch of money saved up. I used most of it for tattoos, and I don't want to spend money for tattoos because, again, I'm like, okay, fuck, what am I supposed to do? So we buy games for the PS4, but we buy cheap games. So we buy from Walmart, we buy from a place, and we find 2 games, and this is the craziest thing. The first game we found was Batman Arkham City. It was Arkham Knight, I think, the one where we meet with Jason Todd, the Jason with the Joker tattoo, or Brand. So we play this, and I'm like, okay, well, I can spend a bit more on a video, and I buy a game which is called, and this is a funny story. We buy a game called Borderland: The Ansem Collection. It was $29, 2 games in there. Like, holy shit, this is kind of cool. So I go in, and I gotta be honest. When I watched the cutscene, because of course we started with the pre-sequel, because at that point I haven't played the first, I haven't played the third. This only game that I've played is pre-sequel with my friend a little bit. I watched the cutscene, I'm like, okay, well, I'm not super down for that. I'm not super down. And then we open the game, and I'm realizing this is the fucking game. Now, this is the craziest story. So we finish Borderland pre-sequel. My first playthrough took me like 10 days in time. I start the second game. Now, this is insane because at that time I'm not working. Between the time where I play Borderland the pre-sequel and between the time that I start playing the second one, we have a job. Now, that job was in a place called Structube. Structube, what they do is they deliver furniture. So, kind of crazy. You got a store called Structube, which will sell you furniture, and there's a warehouse called Structube, which is where I was working, where they sell you so basically what they sell is design, or they sell model, right? So when they sell model, you have to go in the warehouse and actually ship it, right? So I start Borderland 2, and the next day we're starting. But I gotta be honest, Borderland 2 was a much better. I did like Borderland pre-sequel. A lot of people didn't like it. I didn't like the fact that it was so platformy. Which of the game I did really enjoy. I really, really, really enjoyed it. Now, ultimately speaking, this is a horror fucking story with Borderland. It's a horror fucking story. So what happened is, I buy the first one, and after we play the second one, I played the first one, and I love it, and I love it. And then, lo and behold, between the time we finished the first one, I had a job that I had for 8 years, and they release Borderland 3. So in between me playing pre-sequel, the second one, the first one, and Borderland 3, there's like, it's almost next to each other. There's not a game in between. So then I finished Borderland 3 because I broke my finger at work. Again, microfractured my fingers. So I finished Borderland 3 because I'm bored. And it's funny because then we fall into a pandemic, which is the 2020 pandemic. And I'm like, I just finished Borderland. What am I supposed to do? But this is insane because I still remember Borderland 3 was released 2000 in November 2019 or October 2019, and depending was in March 2020. So almost there. And I replay it. So I'm like, holy shit. And then I really take a break because I'm like, I'm done with Borderland. I played way too much. I played a crazy amount. So the truth here is also the fact that when we played the pre-sequel, I loved it. I played the second one. I loved the second one so much that I started multiple playthrough. Now, ultimately speaking, I wasn't finishing those playthrough because I was like, okay, well, I just finished the game. In Borderland was my first like with a game addiction because I never had something like Borderland. It was insanely good. And I was like, okay, well, I gotta play Borderland. I gotta play Borderland. So we start a playthrough. I start playthrough with zero. I start playthrough with characters, and I wouldn't finish it. I would always get to like the tundra. And then I was like, okay, well, let's stop right now. So then we play the third one. I get injured my foot. I play the Tiny Tina Wonderland, and this is kind of insane because this is when I start making content, right? So in 2023, I do a depression, and I replay Borderland 1 because I'm like, so what really happened? What really happened is I had a depression at 22 years old. The year where I worked a lot was 23 years old. So I had this depression, and then I pushed myself into work, and I love working because it made me stop thinking about depression, right? And then we go out of it. So at 2023, when I did my depression, I was like, okay, well, what am I gonna play? And then without even thinking about it, I booted up Borderland 1. And I was like, okay, well, you know what? We should play Borderland 2 in the pre-sequel and the second one. So on the channel, on the main channel, I have all 4 games. Now, why are we doing... What is different about what we're doing? What is different about what we're doing is we're literally doing it... we are doing it... how can I say that? We are doing it as a marathon, right? So again, we're gonna be playing the first one, the pre-sequel, the second one, the third one, and the fourth one. Now, am I depressed? Because I'm telling you, like, oh, this game saved me when I was depressed. I'm not depressed. I'm going through a rough patch because technically speaking, Project Vendetta is a super cool project, but technically speaking, I kind of didn't want to do it. I would prefer continuing to upload on the main channel, but then I did a video today, the dark reason why we're not making content, which is basically it's not a safe place anymore for me. It used to be a safe place where I get to be myself. Now I have to be careful because whatever I do, my parents are watching and like, hey, don't do that, why did you do this? I'm like, fuck off, this is my home, this is what I want to do. So instead of, and I told them to watch the videos, they're not gonna listen. So instead of fighting with them, we created another content, we created another channel. Now, ultimately speaking, for the new channel, I would like to do a new playthrough. And what better game than Borderland, right? So, yeah. And this is what we did. Now, how did our first time go? Well, we played for 3 hours. So, just telling you where it is. Where did we finish? We were at 11, and we just got our 3rd weapon slot. So, basically before Sledge, which will give you the vault key, which will give you to the vault, which will give you the end of the first game, right? So we start with Brick. The reason why I started with Brick is because I promised myself to do from now on to always do marathon. So all the game together. However, we got a little bit of a situation. A little bit of a situation is I didn't want to do the Vault Hunter that was similar. So the original plan was Brick because Brick is funny. The second playthrough was gonna do Aurelia. The third playthrough was gonna do Aurelia with our thing. The second game I was gonna do I was possibly gonna do somebody like Gaige. It would have been nice. Gaige would have been really nice. And the third one, I was gonna do Moses, so you still had different character every single time. Then I do it, and I was like, you know what? I don't like Brick because he's funny, but he's hard to get. So, for example, all of his kills are for rocket launcher, and I don't like rocket launcher. I like a sniper rifle. That's my favorite weapon. So then I had this idea. And I'm like, fuck that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do the 4 because Borderland also is a game that I want to play multiple times. It's a game that I want to stream 1, 2, 3, 4 times, right? Technically one for every single Vault Hunter of the main game. Now I'm gonna take a break after that. So what I did was like, you know what? Fuck it, let's have some fun, like, but really have some fun. So what we did is 2025 will be a year of sniper, which means we took Mordecai. Why a year of sniper? Because I want to have all of the characters with sniper, that way the strategy is not different. The Vault Hunter are different, but the strategy is similar. For the longest time I did a character with turrets or allies. So we did Brolin, we did Axton, we did last year we did Jack, but I wanted to do Wilhelm, and I did Flack for the third one. But on the playthrough you're gonna see that I did Flint because Flint is cool. Yeah. So I'm gonna do a 2025. I'm gonna do a sniper rifle. So basically, what we have is what? Basically, what we have is Mordecai, Aurelia, and we're gonna have Flak. We're gonna have Zero, Flak. Then for the Tiny Tina Berlin, I don't know what it is. So there you go. Now I'm gonna show you because we always open up the case. Don't worry, we're still doing Resident Evil, but I was itching. I was itching for Borderland. I was seeing playthrough and I was like, oh my god. My biggest heartbreak for not having the PS5 is not playing Borderland. So I'm gonna show you what it is, and that's kind of cool. Got a poster inside. I don't remember the last time we opened this, so I'm excited for that. There you go. Look at this. This is fucking cool. This is fucking cool. Then I wanted to get a tattoo of Borderland. That was the goal, right? And we have a map of the town, which is kind of super fucking nice. Kind of super fucking nice. So yes, I'm excited. I'm excited to play Borderland. It's been too long, guys. Now, the problem with these is always folding them back. If you don't want to break it, right? You want to keep it in a good shape. Now, this is where I look like a dumbass. And I think we got it. I think we got it. Yes. Now the moment of truth. Well, if it fits, we got it. If it doesn't fit, we got it. Cool. So again, super excited. We're gonna have action RPG meets first-person shooter. Discover the co-op shooter looter that started all. Cram with content and enhancement. Equip bazillion of gun as one of the 4 trigger-happy mercenary, each with unique RPG skill. Take on the lawless, desolate Red Pandora in pursuit of powerful alien technologies. The Vault with new weapon, visual upgrade, all 4 add-on pack and more. Enjoy the highly acclaimed FPS RPG solo or in 4-player split screens co-op. So I'm super excited. What do I think about Mordecai? Well, Mordecai is fun to play. Because you only have pistol and sniper rifle. So pistol, we have a really good one, and sniper rifle, we have a really good one. How did it go? Why do I love the first one so much? The first one, the humor is really good. It's very dark. They allow themselves. It's a I'm gonna be regretting this, but it's a single guy made a game for other single guy. It's really funny. There's tons of bad jokes in there. The humor is super questionable. They call some people slurs. It's like, holy shit. And they even swear. I'm like, holy shit, this is so good. What I think about the first one, my playthrough went well. Mordecai is fun to use. I don't like his action skill, Bloodwing. Bloodwing is super good, but it attacks only 1 enemies. I would like to see it attack more than 1 enemy. With Aurelia, we're gonna have the same thing. Aurelia is gonna be a icicle, and she's gonna be sending it to once. So, very, very similar. With the sniper rifle, see, the first game, my issue with the first game is the action sucks. The action skill sucks. You get a feeling that it's very, very generalized. For example, like, hey, this weapon is better. With the second one, there's explanation. Like, for example, my favorite characters in pre-sequel is Willem. And Willem, there's basically saying, like, hey, with Willem, you know that he's wanting to be a cyborg. So every single upgrade that you have is him becoming more and more of a cyborg. And the second one, Axton, he has a love relationship with his turret. So all you do is upgrade that turret, and he calls her Honey. So this is super cool. Flack is funny AF. But my favorite characters in the tree is possibly Flint. I prefer Flint, to be honest. So yeah, so this will be a lot of fun. Cannot wait to start. 3 hours already. This is gonna go like this, and I'm excited for it. Anyway, I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace.